Hello, and I'm back. Welcome to the mess I'm calling the 624. I just couldn't leave well enough alone, and so here I am deep inside the 624 testing coils. I already tested, well, I already ran into a problem, not with the chassis yet. The primary on the output transformer is open, and that kind of sucks because the universal one is, I think, $45 is about the cheapest I found it, so that's pretty pricey. Put that on top of the cost it's going to be to make a battery eliminator if I don't buy one. I've been watching a couple on eBay, but the problem with that is the people who are selling them, you know, the ones that I hate. Some of these people, they just play stupid. Oh, I don't know how it works, so blah blah blah, I can't test it. And what kind of an idiot can't plug in a battery eliminator and hook it up to like a 12-volt light bulb or a 6-volt light bulb or something, you know? Anyway, that's just me. The only people that are selling battery eliminators on there that have been tested want like this extraordinarily stupid amount for them. There's a couple people on there selling a Heathkit. I think it was a BE5 and a BE12. One is like $99 and one's like $129. I think I can get a 3 amp benchtop power supply cheaper than that. Brand new. Anyway, so the first and second IF transformers in here have tested good. I'm moving on to the oscillator. As you can see here, 7.7 I've got on the primary of the first IF transformer, and it should be 7.7. And it should be 11.2 on the secondary, and it was 11.2. So I'm going to move on here to the oscillator. Let's see if you can see that. There it goes. You can see it hiding behind that dog bone there. It's right there. So I'm going to go ahead and test that one. Now that I've moved the capacitors out of the way, I'll tell you a couple of things about this set. Somebody's been in here. They replaced the they added this sprag onto the I'm assuming it must be onto the 10, where the 10 used to be, because it's only 50 volts and the 10 side of this can is 25 volts. So somebody's been in here. It doesn't look like they did too much, except for they also replaced one of the paper caps down here with a solar. Obviously these are pretty old caps, so I'm assuming it was done quite a long time ago. So far, from what I've seen, that's about the only things that have been... Oh, the other thing is they had put the... I thought the bulb was the original 2-volt bulb, but when I pulled it out, it's an 1847, which you may or may not know is a long life 47 bulb. I think they're rated at 5,000 hours instead of 2,000. That's not the right bulb, but I traced the wire, and it does, interestingly, it does come down and it does connect where it's supposed to. It connects into the heater string, yes, with the tubes, but the problem with that is that that pilot lamp is, you know, that's 6.3 volts and it's 150 milliamps instead of 0.06. So, boy, that thing must have been super dim if it... But anyway, So those are the only things I found so far. Everything else seems to be original as far as I can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and check these out, and I guess I'll show you what I'm doing here. I haven't looked on the schematic yet where these things go. So let me take a peek here, and I'll find out what goes where, and we will go ahead and test them. So I will be right back. Alright, so this is a mess, and as we know, I'm not a super expert at all this yet, so wow, that took a few minutes. Alright, so what we're looking for here is the, let's see, this is the part of the, I'm starting with this primary coil here just because it was the easiest wire to find, because it connects directly to the 1C6, which is the oscillator detector, and that's located well, right down here on the bottom here. So I put my black wire there. The red wire comes out of the oscillator here and goes directly to the let's see if I can get that out of the way. Goes directly to the oh well, grids there. So anyway, the second part of this transformer here comes out, winds itself through here. There's a 250 picofarad, right? Microfarad. I'm having a long day. Which then connects to the 5,000 ohm resistor. Then it goes to the 4 microfarad filter cap, and then the ground. So I tracked it down to be this green wire here, which comes out. It attaches, let's see, it's this green wire here, which comes out and attaches to this mica cap here, which then attaches to, where'd it go? Oh, my hand's in the way. This resistor down here. Whoop. It's 5,000 ohm resistor. This is the 4 microfarad, and then it continues off into Never Never Land. So we're going to go ahead and hook that up. Well, right where the green wire goes. So here we go. I swear I'm going to ruin my little grippy clips here. Alright, so let's see what we've read over here. And we are reading, we're reading 1 ohm, and we should actually be reading a half. And when I tested it out, I thought it was, oh, there it goes. It's kind of going up and down, but I don't know. It may also be a little dirty, but it's, you know, it's close. Alright, so 1 down and 3 more to go, and that was a big pain in the butt. So I'm going to write that down here as, where am I? I'm going to write that down here as, what am I on? There's a paintbrush in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down as 1.0, or it's back down to 0.8, so I'll do 0.8. Alright, and then I'm going to find the other one, so I will be right back. Well, I am back, and let me tell you, that was a big pain in the butt. I don't want to go through it again. It took me forever to find this stuff. I, drew out and followed wires all over the place. Things disappear. Colors. There's no colors on this one. I guess I got spoiled on my last couple of schematics because they had wire colors and or they had pinouts for the transformer. So I don't have any of that on this particular set. Plus, on the schematic here, for example, the primary and the secondary were grounded, or went to 19, which is the, God, I've looked at this so many times you'd think I'd have it memorized. It's the, 19 is the screw on the oscillator adjustment for standard and police broadcast. And then, let's see, and that went to the other side of the primary. On the top part went to the police and broadcast switches. Another thing that I discovered was that, you know, on these, I wasn't getting readings at first, and I thought, oh, that's it, I have an open coil, but, you know, on the bottom of these schematics, they tell you what switches to be in. I had this on the police band, which ended up, what did it do to this thing? Well, it screwed up my readings. It wasn't until I flipped the switch up to shortwave, and then repinned it out that I discovered that then I was getting my readings correct. So, or I should say I was getting some readings, because I wasn't getting any readings at first when I had the band switch in the wrong place. Anyway, so I followed these back to the pinouts on here, on the actual coil. Where is it? Alright, on the actual coil itself, and was able to get readings through there. And as you can see, it's such close quarters that I don't really want to record it. I'll save that kind of stuff for an easier set when I have a lot more more experience too, because this was really frustrating. I mean, I've had the camera off now for like an hour. So anyway, so the oscillator transformer is good. And now I have to do the antenna, but you know, I don't know, I think I'm going to take a break, because I broke my little brain working on that one. So the antenna transformer, see, now I'm just losing my mind. Oh yeah, hello, it's over here. Oh boy. Alright, so the antenna transformer is here in the middle, right next to the, you know, I'm still so used to the 610. Okay, so it's the antenna. These switches here are for the antenna for shortwave, and this one combines the standard and police. I think so did the 610. And then the oscillator and shortwave. Actually, in the 610, I don't think, if I remember correctly, they pretty much ignored the police band on the 610. I don't know where that schematic went, but I think maybe you guys might remember pointing that out. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead, and then also on the 610, if you recall this section, right, where is it? On the 610, this switch here, or this these variable capacitors here were for the low end of the shortwave and for the broadcast bands. So anyway, it's one way I guess they reuse the same kind of chassis. I think some of these parts were the same part numbers too, even though they had slightly different purposes. But you know, I mean, a capacitor is a capacitor. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the antenna, and I will be back. All right, and we're back. So we're going to go ahead and test the antenna coil now. So the antenna coil is here, and right now I'm doing the top part. Bottom part's down here. So the first, I mapped out the top already. So the first lug here goes to the antenna, which is here. And the second lug goes to the switch to standard broadcast. So that should measure 2.7 ohms. So let's go ahead and connect this up. And we have 2.7 ohms. So that's good. Okay, so the next item up here is the shortwave switch. Let's see, so it should be shortwave and I had it mapped out. Let's see, I think green one should go to the shortwave switch. And is it ground? Okay, well I just skipped one of the things, but that one should be 0.5 from the shortwave switch to ground. So then it's this one that goes to also to the switch, but that's the one that goes to the shortwave. So then it's that one there, which should be well actually that should be 3, but it's 4.2. Okay, and then oh, I'm sorry, nope, that's it's getting late. That is the secondary, actually. That should be 5 ohms, and it is. So I just had it backwards. So it's this one, and and my power went out there. Okay, and that one is 3. Now I got it all screwed up. So center tap is there. Well, actually, this, according to this thing, these are all connected together. Okay, that should be 3, but it's 2.1. Okay. And then we know that the secondary is good, and that one goes off to, let's just make sure I got that one correctly. That switch. Yeah, that's right, because and then it attaches down to the second coil. Okay, so it did get that correct. Alright, well let me find the other ones and I will be right back. Boy, did I have all that backwards. And I am tired, so I should probably not be doing this anymore tonight. But, so after I looked at this, I realized I was mixing up the bottom and the top. I'm sure you all caught that, but anyway. So to make a short story long, everything panned out. I get 4.7 on this side. I get 3.1 on this one. I get 3. What did I get? 3 point. I didn't write it down. It was within tolerance. On the other side, I got 4.4. On this one here, I get 0.3, and then on this one here, which just went out again, as you can see, I get 0.6, 0.7. So The antenna transformer is good. I also tested out the, well, I ohmed out the wave trap, and it was 14.7, and it should be 14.5. So, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I almost don't want to post this, but just because I kept making those mistakes. But I'll tell you what, though, that oscillator, trying to tag down the stuff for that oscillator, maybe just because I've had a long weekend and it's been very frustrating with trying to work on some other stuff. And now I have yet another project to do because my clock radio I've had for a while, which worked when I got it. It didn't hum or anything, so I never bothered to restore it. The clock works fine. The radio had been working fine, and then I went to turn it on last night, and it didn't work. So I didn't get to fall asleep listening to music. So I'm going to go ahead and tidy this up a little bit, and then, geez, I don't know if I have any caps for this. I bet I don't. Well, I have a 15. So I guess I'll be ordering some caps. I think I'm going to order them from either Mauser or DigiKey, I think. Because I think they deliver a lot faster. I don't want to be ordering them from Canada, because although it's nice and the price is pretty decent, it takes like a week and a half to get here. I don't want to order from Radio Days because, well, actually I think their capacitor values suck. Choice. So I guess it's going to be one of those two. So I'll go ahead and order those. I have emailed 2 people to see if they can help me out with the transformer. Excuse me. I shouldn't be awake. The output transformer for this. Take a look at this. I guess this is the better schematic. Let me go ahead and just prop that up. So, you take a look here. The well, it's got a 4.5 ohm speaker, which is no big deal, but so the output transformer is here. It's coupled to the 19 tube. So I started to look for a 10,000. The 19 tube has got an impedance of 10,000. So I started to look for a 10,000 to 4 ohm transformer, like I had said earlier in this video. But then I looked at this again and I realized, oh crap. There's a center tap on this output transformer that goes all the way down into the vibrator unit through an RF choke. Then it goes through the 8 microfarad cap, which is right here, and then it goes through an RF choke. Let's see if you guys can see that. And then it goes into the center tap of the secondary of the power transformer. And this, by the way, is the vibrator unit. So, geez, that makes things a little more complicated, I think. I'm not sure, because I'm still learning about this stuff, and I think I'm going to have to I might be taking this radio in next month at our next meeting. We have a workshop all day to bring in our troubled children. So I have a feeling that this is my trouble child. Boy, despite the fact that I hate the rubber wiring, rewiring, and the 4125 is, I just don't feel like rewiring it, but boy oh boy, let me tell you, just after looking at this crap here, I'm just like, I don't know. This might be something that takes like 2 years to do, because I may be putting it down. But at any rate, I've got to order some electrolytics So I think the next thing I'll do on this while we're waiting for that, I should have my parts tomorrow, I hope. Otherwise, I don't know, Tuesday. But the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and put this stuff back, you know, where it went. And then I'll order some electrolytics, and while we're waiting for those, I guess we're going to need to bust open the vibrator unit. I've got to, well, plus I have to test. I'm assuming, I don't think that's the power, is it? Oh, maybe this is the transformer. 7454. Let's look at the list. It's number 69. And, well, it's the input transformer, 2754. Okay. And yeah. Okay, so I guess we can take a look at that here. I suppose, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna crack open the vibrator. I guess that's what this is. I mean, not the vibrator. I guess this is the, I don't know. I've never done a battery set. Things are just not in the places I'm used to. So anyway, it's time for me to go to bed. And I don't even know if I'm going to edit this video tonight. Anyway, so you guys have a great day or night or whatever. And we'll pick up one of my other projects coming up. I'm totally breaking my rules, by the way, of having only one project at a time, because now, in case you hadn't noticed, I have 3. And I got to be careful about that, because I end up getting bored of one and then I never end up finishing it. So anyway, have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.